Hi everyone, welcome back to our postpartum series. I'm here with Emma from the Bromley Method. Today we are focusing on our hips. This has been a pain point of mine for so long. I have very tight hips, so I'm really looking forward to getting some more movement and more flexibility in my hips. So let's get started.
Yeah, all right, let's go down onto the mat. Okay, so you're gonna start lying on your back again. So Lauren's gonna come lying on her back. Keep your knees bent, keep your knees together. And we're gonna start by just moving the knees in a windshield wiper motion. So let's just drop the knees off to the side. Keep the knees glued together. Let that hip lift. So we're just getting a little bit of a twist in the low back, and then bring your legs back up, other side. So we're just moving the spine around, moving the pelvis around. Good. Let's do that one more time each side. So bring the legs up, keep the knees glued together, let that hip lift. Good. Bring it up. Other side. All right. And now bring the legs up, and I want you to come into a figure 4 stretch. So bring your left ankle on top of your right knee. Yep. Bring both hands behind your right thigh, and then just use your left elbow to push your left knee away, stretching out that hip. How does that feel? So good. And then I just want you to make little circles with your right knee. So you're just kind of moving the stretch around. Yeah, good. So we're going to open up the hips before we start to strengthen the hips. And then just reverse the direction for me. Yes. Good. And then uncross your legs, and let's do the same thing on the other side. So just bring your right ankle on top of your left knee. Good. Both hands come behind your left thigh. Use your right elbow to push the right knee away, and then just make little circles with the left knee. Yes. So again, we're stretching the right hip this time, and we're just moving that stretch around. Good. And then reverse the direction. And she's probably got one hip slightly tighter than the other, right? Yeah. Which is normal. Most of us have one side dominant, one side tighter. And then I want you to uncross your legs. I'm going to use a theraband. This is quite a light one, so I'm just folding it in half. We're going to stretch out the hips using the theraband. So I want you to just bring your left leg up towards the ceiling and bring the ball of your foot into the band, and then push it up towards the ceiling. Good. So we'll start by stretching the back of the leg. So keep your legs straight, take an inhale, and as you exhale, bend your elbows and just pull that leg towards you. Good, stretching out the hamstring. And then let's just straighten this leg, get that leg out of the way. Now I want you to take a hold of both sides of the theraband with your left hand. Yes. Take your leg out to the side, but keep the opposite hip down. So that right hip is going to stay down on the ground. Yes. Try and push into your knee to straighten that leg. So she's going to feel the inner thigh stretching out now. Now I want you to take the ankle and see if you can pull it up towards that shoulder. Yes, just really deepening that stretch. So I don't care how far she brings the leg out to the side. I care that she keeps the opposite hip down, because that's going to give her a deeper stretch, and that she also pulls the ankle up towards the shoulder. Let's bring that back up. How does that feel? Good. Switch hands, but not legs. Yes. We're now going to keep the leg straight and bring the leg across the body. So this is going to stretch the IT band through the outside of her leg. And this is all connected to the hip. And then I want you to bring this ankle and take it up towards that opposite shoulder. How does that feel? Woo! Oh yeah. Really, really good. Shaky, shaky. Okay, so then bring that leg back up, and let's switch to the other foot. We'll do the other foot. So the right arch of your foot is going to come into the theraband. Reach it up towards the ceiling. Nice straight leg. Good. And as you exhale, pull that leg towards you. Deepen that stretch in your hamstring. Yes. Good. And then take a hold of the theraband, both sides with your right hand. Keep the left hip down as you take the leg out to the right. Yes, that left hip stays down. And then pull the ankle up towards your shoulder. Oh yeah. Good. And in a moment, we're going to come and do some deep strengthening work on the hip. But first, we're going to take the leg up, switch hands. Take it off to the other side. That hip stays down, so that right hip stays pulling down. Push into your knee, try and straighten the leg, and then pull the ankle up towards your shoulder. She'll feel that through her IT band, through the outside of her right leg. Good. And then just release the band. I'll take the band and we're going to come lying on your side with your left leg on top. Lying on your side, so bring your head this end, yeah. Bring your head this end so you can face the front. Left leg is on top. Okay, so she can either bring her arm all the way out straight and rest her head on her arm, or she can bend her arm and rest her head on her hand, whichever one feels more comfortable for her. So we are going to start with bent legs. So you're going to bend your knees and bring your knees a little bit further forward. That's it. Yes. Bring the hand in front of your belly button for support. So we're going to start with the ankles together. Now, the really important thing here is that I want her to keep her top hip forward so that the hips stay stacked one on top of the other. And as you exhale, keep the ankles together and just open out this knee. And the reason why I need her to keep the hips stacked and then inhale, bring it down, is because if I let her open up this hip as she opens up the knee, she's not doing any work in her hip abductor, right? Mm-hmm. She's using her back to lift the leg instead of her hip abductor. So we want her to keep this hip forward. Exhale as you lift the knee, right? Inhale, bring it down. So if you're not feeling the hip abductor, then you probably want to make sure that the hip is further forward. Yes, how does that feel? Good. Exhale as you open. And open. Yes, little hip hop. Open. Good. And exhale as you open. 3, 2, 1, we're going to add on from there. So this time, open up the knee first. Now keep the leg in that position as you then straighten out. Good. Bend it. Ankles come back together and then bring it down so that again the hip stays forward. Open up the knee. Keep the thigh in that same position. Good. Bend it and then bring it down. Open. So there's no movement in the thigh as she straightens the leg and down. Open. Straighten. Bend and bring it down. So you open as far as you can without letting that hip open up. And open, straighten, bend and bring it down. Keep going. Open, straighten, bend and bring it down. Open, straighten, bend and down. And open, 3, good. 2, open, bend, down, and last time, open, straighten, bend, and bring it down. Now, I want you to bring that top leg, just the top leg, straight out in front of you. Point your toes, rotate your knee towards the ceiling. Good. And again, the hip stays forward. We're going to lift the leg. Exhale as you lift it. Good. And lift. Lift. Feels good? Should be burning. If it's not burning, they say if it's not hard, it's not Pilates, right? Up and 5, so good. 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it down. Give yourself a pat. Well done. So good. Now, I want you to straighten out your legs so your legs are in a diagonal position, right? So your ankles are at the front of the mat. Yeah. That's it. And keep that hand in front of your belly button for support. Same thing. So the hips are going to stay stacked. Now, I want you to just lift this top leg so the ankle is as high as your hip. And I want you to internally rotate your leg so that your toes face the ground, right? Let your foot be floppy. Now, as you exhale, lift your leg. Good. And then inhale, bring it down. Exhale, lift it. Good. And exhale, lift. How does that feel? Good? Hard? Yeah, good. And exhale, lift. Good. So the leg is again coming as high as you can without changing the position of your pelvis. So we're disassociating the leg from the pelvis. So imagine the leg is separate from the rest of the body. So the pelvis stays completely still. The leg is moving within the hip joint. 2, Good. And on this last time, lift it, hold it there. Just make little circles with your ankle. Little circles. Yes. Keep that leg internally rotated. Keep the foot floppy. Yes. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep it lifted. Reverse the direction. Yes. Good. Keep going. Keep going. Stay with me. Yes. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift it. Hold it there. Internally rotate. Foot is floppy. Hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And bring it down. Good. So good. Give yourself a pat. Well done. Feels good? All right. Bring your head up and come the other side. Woo! Okay, so either her arm is out long or her head is on her hand. We're going to start with the knees bent. So just bring your knees in a little bit further. That's it. Good. Hand comes in front of your belly button for support. Keep the ankles together. The hip stays forward. Exhale as you lift that top knee. Good. And did you notice there how your hip opened up, right? So you want to keep that hip forward. Exhale as you lift it. Good. It's a lot more work. It's a lot more work in the leg and in the hip when you keep the hip forward. The body has this remarkable way of trying to find the path of least resistance. So the body will always try to make every exercise easier for you by cheating a little bit, by finding a compensation. So we want to make sure that we don't use those compensations so that we really get the benefit of the exercise. 3, 2, good. 1, and then this next time, lift your leg. Keep the thigh in that same position. Good. Straighten your leg. Straighten. Yes. And then bend it. Good. And then bring the knee down. The hip stays forward. Open. Straighten. Good. Bend and down. Open. Straighten. Yes. Bend. Down. Open. Good. Open. Yes. So she's really using that hip abductor, she's using the glute med. Open, straighten, bend and bring it down. Beautiful. Open, straighten, yes, bend and down. Let's do 3. Oh, open, yes, straighten, bend and bring it down. Good. Open, straighten, bend and bring it down. Last time. Open, straighten, bend and bring it down. Good. Now bring your leg straight out in front of you. Just the top leg. Just the top leg. Top leg. Rotate your knee towards the ceiling. Point your toes. Ready? Exhale as you lift. Good. The hip stays forward. Hip stays forward. Exhale as you lift. Lift. Good. Yes. And exhale, lift. And lift. Exhale, lift. Good. And 5. So good. 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it down. Now that side seemed a lot easier than the other side, right? Yeah. Okay, so now I want you to bring your legs out diagonal, in a diagonal position so that the ankles are at the front of the mat. Lift your top leg slightly. Internally rotate that leg. So we're turning the knee and the toes down towards the ground. Let that foot be floppy. Now exhale as you lift that leg. Good. Inhale, bring it down. And exhale, lift. Yes. And lift. Good. Lift a little higher. Yes. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Lift it. Circles. Little circles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse the direction. Good. So Lauren's right hip is clearly quite a lot stronger than her left hip. So if you notice an imbalance like that at home, I would have you do an extra set on the weaker side. Lift it, hold it there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it down. Good, yes. That seemed really easy on that side, right?
It was easier, for sure.
A lot easier, yeah. Okay, So we're going to do a final stretch of the hips. We're going to do a pigeon stretch. We're going to use the yoga block because I want to do the pigeon stretch in quite a specific way. So turn and face that way. And I want you to bring your left leg forward and bring your left shin so that it's, yeah, there we go. And then send your right leg back behind you. So just notice here, Lauren, how if you were to bring your ankle in towards you, right, notice how much further she can sink down, right? But what I want you to do is I want you to keep your left shin so that it's completely parallel with the front of the mat, right? Even if you have to use your hand to hold the foot there. Then I'm going to give her the yoga block underneath her left hip, right? Sit yourself down onto that yoga block. Keep that left shin parallel with the front of the mat and try and pull your right hip down. How does that feel?
Good, yeah.
A lot deeper than if she had just sunk all the way down and bent her left leg fully. So if that feels like a super, super juicy stretch here, I'll have her stay here. If she feels like she can handle a little bit more of a stretch without moving that left ankle, I would have her slowly come down towards her forearms. But this might be enough for her today. How does that feel?
This is good.
Yeah?
I think good enough on the left.
Good enough on the left.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm now going to take that yoga block and we're going to do the other side. So switch legs. Bring that right leg forward so that the shin is in line with the front of the mat. And then you're just going to sit yourself down on that block, sending the left leg back. Keep the left hip pulling down. How does that feel on that side?
Good. Yeah, this one's looser.
This one's looser, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so she's just going to sink into that stretch. And I'm just going to encourage her to stay here for as long as she wants to. But thank you so much for joining us today for our hip sequence. And we'll see you next time for shoulders.
All right, that's it for hips today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss any of the videos in the postpartum series. Again, this is Emma from the Bromley Method. Please make sure that you follow her for more amazing workouts. See you guys next time. Bye.